So now we'd like to move to one last opportunity to congratulate all of the 15K Challenge recipients that we've had to date, and especially those who presented their videos here today. And thank you for what you've done to contribute to health of women here in Ontario. So join me in thanking them. So now we have a really nice part of the day where we get to acknowledge some of the trainees with some special presentations awards. So I'd like to announce the 2 trainee awards. One is for the best oral presentation and one is for the best poster presentation. And as I think you could see, all of the presentations were outstanding and the posters are really quite something. So I know you're going to want to spend more time with them. I'll start with the winner of the poster, and Robin, you can come up and help me. So the poster winner was one on turning my normal, understanding the camouflaging experience of women with autism spectrum disorders, and it goes to Amy Tint from York University. So Amy's not here? Or?
Amy, are you here? Please come forward if you are here.
Oh, okay.
Are we giving a number?
Yeah.
Okay. We weren't clear in our direction.
So congratulations.
Happy to present you with this award.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Want me to take a picture?
There we go.
Thank you.
And we also have an award for the oral presentation. And this is for the work integration situations of Syrian refugees in Canada. And it goes to Sonia Senthanar from University of Waterloo. So congratulations to the trainees, their award winners, and thank you for all of the many graduate students who contributed and shared their research with us today. So now I'd like to invite Anne Hayes to come forward to the stage for some closing statements as we wrap up our day. And Anne is the Director of the Strategic Policy and Planning Division of the Ontario Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, and she's been a major supporter of the work that we do here for the Women's Exchange. So Anne, welcome.
Thank you, Paula, for inviting me to close this event. I'd first like to congratulate Women's College, Women's Exchange, Paula, Robin, and the whole team for choosing the theme of women's mental health and for organizing this important event. Today's event tells me that we have made significant progress as a society in opening public dialogue about mental health and developing creative solutions. In the 1970s, when my brother was diagnosed with schizophrenia, my parents were left to struggle on their own in the face of overwhelming stigma, of very few community resources, and little understanding of the disease course. My mother went on to become a strong advocate of mental health in Michigan, where I grew up, and won many awards through her efforts. So today's range and depth of excellent presentations reinforces my optimism that we will continue to improve our capacity to understand and address all aspects of mental health using sex and gender analysis to deepen that understanding and ensure that our responses are timely, effective, and equitable. Engaging patients and their families and other caregivers is key to success in this area of health especially. Going forward, the government is significantly increasing its investment in mental health. On February 8th, the Minister of Health announced $140 million over 3 years for 3 important initiatives. First of all, to expand proven structured psychotherapy such as cognitive behavioral therapy for Ontarians experiencing anxiety and depression, both conditions that affect women disproportionately than men. Second of all, to provide more integrated services for young people aged 12 to 25 through up to 9 integrated youth service hubs that will provide one-stop access to mental health and addiction services, primary care, and social support. And finally, an additional 1,150 units of supportive housing for people living with mental health and addictions issues who are homeless or at risk of homelessness. There are many other initiatives that are being pursued in mental health and addictions at the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, but these are, I think, 3 very tangible and a significant investment in going forward. So in sum, this event, I think, has helped to advance the dialogue and generate solutions, creative solutions to mental health challenges by applying the sex and gender lens to enhance our understanding. Congratulations to you all and best wishes for your ongoing work.
So thank you very much, Anne, for your remarks, and thank you for joining us today for this event. So I'd also like to particularly thank Robin Mason and all of our panelists today. So Amanda, Suzanne, Simone, Catherine, Stacey Ann, Megan, and Vas for sharing their research, experience, knowledge with all of us on women's mental health, and more importantly, the strategies that they put in place to help us all make a difference. We really appreciate your work and your insights that you were so willing to share with us today. We also greatly appreciate the presentations by our trainees. I think that's always a real highlight of the day, and the work that's done by our 15K recipients. So thank you so much for that. Also want to thank Strategic Communications and BBC for your work in making sure that everything works and all the videos showed. We really appreciate that. And as I've said, thank you so much to the Ontario Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care for their ongoing support. And it's because I think of the government's vision and support of the importance of increasing and improving the health of women in Ontario that the work we do here at the Women's Exchange is able to continue to move forward. So thank you for that. And lastly, I always have to thank the Women's Exchange team. I get to work with them on a regular basis, and they're wonderful. So thank you to Robin and to Maeve, where are you, and Suzanne for all of the work that you've done for putting together this event today. We always want to hear feedback, and we really, really pay a lot of attention to what you say. And it often helps us plan our next events and our next activities. So give it some thought, because we do spend a lot of time looking at it, and we try to implement the things that you're saying. There is a survey for you to fill out, and so please do that. Now, we are going to have some activities during lunch and after lunch, and this is lunch, so that's a good part of the day. There's going to be a boxed lunch available in the pink cube area, just right outside the pink cube. So with your lunch, feel free to browse and hopefully have a chance to network with some of the people who've spoken today, and go take a look at some of the posters if you haven't seen them, and there'll be some videos, I believe, playing here as well if you want to look at those. And then in about a half an hour, we will ask the 15K challenge recipients to come back into this room. And we always have it's kind of an interesting session where we do a little bit of networking and information sharing about, the projects that we've done and completed and what were some of the learnings and things from that. So this session is aimed at the 15K challenge recipients, but really anyone who's interested is welcome. especially if you're interested in potentially applying for the funding or getting involved in that funding activity. So if you want to learn more, please come. And I'd also like to remind the 15K Challenge team members that we're doing short interviews in the room 2514, I think it is, so just down the hall there, from the Pink Cube. And if you let us know who you are, we'll make sure that you find the way. And that's an opportunity to further profile some of the work that you've done. So with that, this ends the formal part of our morning program. I want to thank you all for coming out and taking part and sharing on our activities to promote health and wellness, and particularly the idea of women's mental health research. So thank you and enjoy your lunch.